Good morning, good evening. Welcome. Hello, Sunny. Hello, Caroline. Good to see you all here. I'm glad to see all the familiar faces. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Rita. As always, I will wait a couple of minutes for all of you to connect and to settle in before we start the session. But I'm glad to see you all here. Hello, Tom. Hello, Judy. Hello, Heather. Hello, Frank and Christine. So good to see you. Um, I'm glad to see my regular listeners, and also I'm very happy to see the first timers. And I'm always curious to know how many of you are here for the first time. So perhaps you could say hi or raise your hand and type something in the comment section. I'll be happy to welcome you. Hello, Alan. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Karen. We're trying beautiful. We have the really silly Jane. I'm sorry. First time, beautiful. Anderson. Second time here, Pranay. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are well. I always like the beginning of the session to have that very friendly and warm banter in the comment sections to let you know that we are here together to enjoy the session and to be together, a gathering of like-minded people. This is something that I enjoy personally very much about those sessions, that we are connected together and sitting here under one umbrella of Insight Timer, a wonderful platform that make this all possible. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, I want to introduce myself formally. My name is Tomek, and I'm a scientist. I'm also a transformation coach or teacher, if you will, which means that I facilitate a shift in consciousness. And all those live sessions are designed and intended to make a difference for you, to help you on your personal journey and your personal path in some way, somehow. And whatever you take out of it, whatever positive things you're about to take from it, I'm very, very happy to be part of your journey for this short period of time. So yes, a shift in consciousness. That's why we're all here. That's what this system is all about growth, maturing, about enjoying ourselves, about cultivating happiness and fulfillment and allowing ourselves to live our lives to the fullest. Big words, but big words that encompass small actions that we make every day. And I hope that this session, as all the sessions, will serve as a catalyst for you and catalyst and inspiration to facilitate this shift into a positive direction, into the growth, into the maturity, into more enjoyment. Patrick, greetings from Austin, Texas. Hello, Patrick. Beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. I can see already you, without even mentioning, you start supporting me. You have that donation button, and I always appreciate your support during those sessions. And something that I want to start every session with is to acknowledge all those of you who support me. Thank you so much. I know this is something that you spend money to donate them on me, and I deeply appreciate it. And I want to actually acknowledge in person some of you, those of you who actually contributed to my teachings and supported me during the last time. Betsy, Karen, Bobby, Anita, Lorelie, I apologize if I mispronounce some names, Joe, Elizabeth, Martise, Caroline, and each name is equally important here. There's no really an order to it. I acknowledge and appreciate all of you equally. Thank you so much. And I think this is important to know, that we create a community here, that we support each other in different ways, not only financially, but also morally, mentally, creating the space for those sessions to happen, where, as I said before, you can flourish for this, I don't know, an odd hour that those sessions last. These are for us to fully enjoy, appreciate, support each other in many different ways. Sometimes with comments, with kind words. I know Inside Timer added this icon on the side when you can press the heart and the heart will fly. That's all wonderful ways of co-creating this space and be together. And I want to acknowledge that very much. So for those of you who are here for the first time, maybe some housekeeping. So if you're watching me on a mobile device, I suggest that you turn it from a portrait mode into the landscape mode. This will allow you to enjoy this session on full screen. And I'll be showing some quotes and some animations that should help us to, and that will be more enjoyable when you turn your device into the landscape mode. So this is it. Good to see you all the first timers and my regular listeners. Thank you for being here. So today, as you can see already on the screen, we will be talking and diving into flow state. And flow state, I want to say a couple of words about flow state, because this is something that hasn't been really researched very much until the work of this famous man that you may know or you may not know. But this work would not be possible without Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. He's a Hungarian-American scientist, also known as a co-founder or co-creator of positive psychology. And he published this book, Flow, and he's done a huge amount of research on the state of flow. So what I'll be talking today about is backed by science in a very important and significant way. So every scientific approach, and me as a scientist, I always emphasize the aspect of science that can give us something that we reproduce, something that we can systematize, and something that can be useful for us. And in this session, I want to talk about Mihaly, because he spent all his life tapping into something that I believe, and so many people believe, it's one of the most important states that we have to acknowledge in our lives, the state of flow. And depends on the tradition, depends on culture. Those states are called differently. Some call them, in the spiritual tradition, they call them absorption states. In sports, they call them the zone. And because of the work of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, again, very difficult name to pronounce. I always thought that my surname, as you can see on the screen, Vychesany, is difficult to pronounce. But when I found the name of Mihaly, I found it extremely difficult to pronounce. But anyway, thanks to his work on the state of flow, now we have a pretty solid framework that describes what the flow is, where does it come from, and how we can enter it on demand, more or less. And for those of you, I'm pretty sure that all of you, as you are here, you have experienced this state once or twice in your life. And this is the state when we feel completely immersed in the moment. We are completely in the now, and most importantly, we enjoy the qualities of the current state. We don't think about past, we don't think about future. We're right now in the moment, completely immersed. As a matter of fact, the research over the past 40 years, the research of Mihai and other scientists revealed a common trait in the state of flow. So when, for the first time, the state was considered as something not just not random, but something that occurs across the population, across the culture, in all religions, all faiths, all colors of the skin, it's state that is common to everyone, which is something that I should emphasize at the beginning. Not a single person is, because of the faith belief systems or any other factors, is limited to experience state of flow. But that first time that Mihai started introducing state of flow as a scientific phenomenon started with artists and musicians, that he started interviewing and asking them about those moments where they were completely immersed in their work, when they find themselves in the state of mind that is unlike any other, where the knowledge flown through them freely and openly. There was no fear, there was no anxiety, there was no room for it, so to speak. And over years and years of exploration and interviewing those individuals, Mihai found there are a couple of factors or couple of components of that flow state. And I want to introduce you to the results of Mihai and other researchers' results. So first of all, the states of flow are characterized by intense focused concentration. And that's why in the meditation space, perhaps many of you have experienced the flow state without even knowing what is being called. It's not that important. Because the flow state is characterized with this deep focused concentration, which in many meditation techniques is very important. Second important aspect of a flow state is merging of action and awareness. The dualism that we very frequently experience, the me, my thoughts, my emotions, something I talk about a lot, and something that we experience very often, particularly at the beginning of each meditation, that's something that eventually merges together when we experience sense of flow. There's no distinction between thoughts, emotions, awareness. It's just all one. It's a state of oneness, so to speak. Another thing is that flows from that, from merging of action and awareness, it's a loss of reflective self-consciousness. This may sound a bit scientific and maybe difficult to understand, but this is simply the absence of those thoughts, the reflective inner chatter, the so common inner critic that I so frequently talk about in my meditations, completely disappears. It's absent. because of that merging of action and awareness. There's simply no room for inner critic because all our awareness is transferred and occupied within that very flow. When I was preparing to this talk, I found a very interesting fact, scientific fact, that states that our nervous system can only process 110 bits of information per second. Everything that comes to awareness, the maximum that your nervous system can take, it's 110 bits per second. To give you an idea what that is, person speaking to you takes about 60 bits per second. That's the amount of information that you take in. So if two people speak to you simultaneously, it is very unlikely that you can understand and process information coming just from two people. And I think this is kind of a common sense. When someone speaks to you and someone else starts talking, you have to sacrifice quality of the conversation with one person for the quality with the other. So in fact, our capacity to process information is limited by that 110 bits of information. So when the merging of action and awareness happens, simply there's no room for inner critic. There's no room for other information. Doesn't mean that this part of our brain is this part of our personality is not there anymore. Simply this part of our brain is downregulated. And so any other source of information or data that comes towards us, whether it's internal or external, again, a state of flow can be described in different languages as absorption, a pure concentration, but it's not just it. The fourth point that describes the state of flow, according to the research, is a sense of control. It's not as simply being there and being out of control. On the contrary, we are deeply and acutely aware what's going on, and we can move this experience towards the direction we want. It simply becomes so effortless because our entire 110 bits of information that we can receive, it's devoted to that space. And in meditation, as a condition or characteristic number 5, something that many of us very often experience during meditation is the distortion of temporal experience, which in other words would say that we simply lose track of time. We simply sit for meditation that was apparently 20 or 25 minutes. We get up and we say, oh no, I only felt as if this was maybe 5 minutes. And definitely not 25 minutes. And we feel surprised. And this is one of those things that indicates that you were indeed in a state of flow. And something that is also very important in the state of flow is it's the fact that every time we are there, we experiencing it as something deeply rewarding. People willing to train themselves and practice the state of flow sometimes simply because we feel ourselves. We feel good in that very moment when this happens. And this is for many enough to consider a state of flow as something that it's an important part of our existence. And on that note, I believe that it is possible to train ourselves, and our meditation today will be with intention of doing just that, to train ourselves and train our brain and our awareness to access those states of absorptions and the state of flow in which we can fully appreciate and experience everything. The state of flow, by the way, important note, is not limited to the space of meditation. As a matter of fact, the first time that this, as I said before, the first time that state of flow was discovered or were noted was in the space of art and music, in the space where people were doing what they love. And they appreciated those actions. They were absorbed completely in it. That's where that comes from. So maybe I can ask you now, how many of you, and you can maybe raise your hand in the comment section, how many of you have ever experienced state of flow that you recall? I'd be curious to know. Yes, Melanie, Heather. Yes, these are not fantastic. Thank you, Sharon. So as you can see in the comment section, these are not a unique state. These are states that are out there for us to grasp. And I believe through practice of meditation, this is something that we can consciously cultivate. And the intention behind this session, one of the intentions, is to give you a taste of the state of flow, of finding yourself consciously in a moment or two of the no time zone, where things are just right, where all the worries, we simply so absorbed in the moment, we don't have room for the worries, for the thoughts, for the inner critic, for anxiety. And all of a sudden, your entire body aligns with that very sense of fulfillment. And that's why the experience is also rewarding. Sally says, art or gardening, amazing. Tom Yvonne. Sharon says, not often enough. I couldn't agree more. For those of you who experience state of flow, you know that this is something that very often we want to experience more, because it is on so many levels very positive experiences. Very positive experience. Something I want to share with you is the interesting fact that Mihai quotes. And he says something that was very curious to me. The best moments in our lives are not the passive, receptive, relaxing times. The best moments usually occur if a person's body or mind is stretched to its limits in a voluntary effort to accomplish something difficult and worthwhile. So, as you can see, something that I compare the flow state, or how to achieve flow state, I compare it to surfing. A couple of months ago, I picked up surfing and I can't get enough of it. I've been living by the beach for quite some time, and I ask myself, why didn't I start doing it before? I don't know. But anyway, in what I've learned through surfing is that very often, in order to get into the zone, I initially have to make a conscious effort towards that. So as a metaphor would be, if I want to catch a wave, I have to paddle very, very hard and very, very fast in order to get right into it. But once I'm there, the effort is no longer needed. I'm just surfing the wave. I'm in the moment. And nothing else matters. And I think that's what Mihai tries to say. That state of flow, initially, it's not something that is effortless. So in order to get there, we need to exert some effort. But with the intention, once you're there, you let go. Like surfing. Paddling strong and hard at first, but then you must let go. If you keep paddling, as you're already in the wave, what happens is that you usually lose it. And I did many times. I over paddled. You have to be ready to let go at some point as the flow comes onto you. And then flow sustains itself. So flow, in a sense, is not entirely an intellectual exercise. I speak all those words and give you a clues, but at some point, you're not going to rehearse in your head all those techniques or words or conditions. You simply are in there and you enjoy yourself. So that's the nature of, I think, all education. That's where wisdom comes from. I frequently use that. Wisdom is knowledge and experience, and we combine them both. And so is the state of flow. Is the knowledge how to get there, experience as making effort, but once you're there, nothing else is nothing else is needed. You're just there and you enjoy yourself. Another thing that I'm very actually excited about that I found from the research about flow is that according to Walker, who researched this extensively in 2008, experience of flow can be achieved easier and can be much more enjoyable when in the group. So many people, researchers show that many people that practice or try to enter the state of flow in a group setting, they enjoy themselves so much more and they can achieve the state of flow quicker. And I always find myself meditating with you. When I meditate with you, my meditation always goes so much better. So that's part of the reason I am excited to meditate with you, because together I think we can get there faster. And maybe last thing before we start the actual meditation, I want to show you this little chart that, again, researchers composed to show you, again, to give you a direction about the flow. So this graph shows on the axis you have the low to high level of skill, and on the y-axis you have the challenge level. So you need to know that in order to get to the state of flow, and that's something that many researchers highlight, you need to challenge yourself. But the challenge has to be hard enough to keep you occupied, but cannot be too hard so you get discouraged. So we've got that thin line between something is not hard enough and then we get bored, or something is too hard and then we get discouraged, say, oh, it doesn't matter, I can't do it. And as you can see, the flow state sits somewhere between control and arousal, but it's neither of them. It may include components of it, but it's not all about control. It's not all about arousal. It's not even about relaxation, although these all contribute to the state of flow. Flow sits somewhere in between. It's a state that hardly ever lasts for a very long time. But again, we can train it, we can practice it. And my intention behind this meditation is just to show you the way. And what I invite you to is to put all your effort into it, joyfully, courageously. But make that effort. When the thoughts come, say, bring myself back. When the emotion state, when your mind says, oh, I'm not good enough, don't worry. This is just the other part that is talking. Over time, this part of the brain is downregulated. And again, as you get absorbed, you get less and less of that input. So in this meditation, using the scientific method, I will give you a bit of a relaxation. It's going to be a slow body scan that will get you into the relaxed state, so your body is ready and receptive. And then we will practice with the music. We'll practice some breathing breathing meditation that will put you into that rhythmic state that you can enjoy yourself, that you can control. So it gives you a sense of control. And then once you're there, you'll be experiencing very short moments where you can let go. So relaxation, a bit of control, and then let go and be in the state. How does it sound? Do you have any questions before we start? So guys, if you wish to see all the information on the screen, you must turn your device to the to the landscape mode. Then you get a full screen experience of it, and you can see all the graphs and all the information there. But do not worry, you can also see this presentation, and you can see this meditation on my YouTube channel later. So if you don't see it fully, do not worry. These are not important. This is just information. What the learning happens is the experience. And the experience of it is the most important part. Okay. Okay. So I think we are ready to start our meditation. And if you have any questions, you can ask them later or direct them to the circle or direct it or send it directly to me. So once again, before we start, 3 elements of this meditation. A bit of relaxation. I give you something that you can control. But once all those are achieved, you just let go, enjoy being in the moment. Deeply rewarding experience. See it for yourself. So what you can hear now in the background is the music that has a pattern to it. Up and down. And by following this and synchronizing the music with your breathing with the music, that will give you an anchor through which you can make the effort to stay within that pattern. And let's see where that is going to lead you. Okay, let's get the physical out of the way. We are talking about mental states. So I want you to sit in a position that makes you feel comfortable, that you feel at ease, that you can relax in. Upright. So the energy flow, the flow of breath is unrestricted. Hands flat in your lap, feet on the floor, gentle smile on your face. Set an intention to enjoy yourself. This is not just an effort, this is a joyful effort. So when you're ready, allow your eyes to close. And that's how you limit, we talked about, is 110 bits. Now you cut the input, the visual input, coming to your visual cortex. So you can focus more internally. So as you become more at ease, let's make sure that all parts of your body are ready, are relaxed. and remove any unnecessary tension that could get in the way of this process. So start by feeling your feet on the floor, resting, relaxing. Move up to include your shins and calves. Let them relax. Be at ease. Your knees, just there effortlessly. And your thighs, removing any tension, relaxing your pelvis, your sit bones, relaxing your belly and your lower back. Softening, calming your solar plexus, your chest and upper back. Softening into relaxation, calming. Your hands resting softly. Your forearms, your arms, joining the rest of your body in the process of relaxation. Your neck and shoulders. Dropping any remaining tension. And relax your jaw. Make it go limp. Your face, the space around your eyes, temples, bone cheeks, your forehead. Softened, wrinkle-free. Top of your head. You may imagine taking a warm shower that washes away any remaining tension and stress and leaves your body in this wonderfully relaxed state. As you do it, as you experience this relaxation, tune in into the sound of music. Tune in into the rhythm and allow it to carry you, knowing that you are in a safe space. All the necessary conditions are met, and for the next 20 minutes you allow yourself and give yourself permission to be with yourself and be yourself. And now slowly start following the music with your breath. Inhale and exhale. You are in full control of this simple process of synchronizing your breath with the soft rhythm, with the music. That's okay. That's the effort that you're making of bringing yourself back. Joyful effort. Knowing that the brain is still active. Everything happens as per usual. You simply choose to direct your full attention towards the music and towards the breath, synchronizing it together, making it one. Enjoying this effort. Experiencing how pleasant this is. Letting go of everything else that comes your way. Focusing on the music and on the breath. And for those of you who find it familiar and easy, add an extra difficulty. Breathing in and out in the rhythm of the music, but directing this breath through the middle of your forehead. Into the space in front of you. Expanding, feeling, experiencing the softness of that space in front of your forehead as you're rhythmically breathing in and out into the space ahead of you, expanding it and exploring as the expansion continues. Being absorbed in the space, feeling the softness and any other sensations that follow that. Breathing in and out into the space. Find that as you get more absorbed, there's a less room for distractions, for the inner dialogue. All your attention merges with the space in front of you. Breathing becomes automatic. Going deeper. knowing yourself and the process. Absorbed by the experience of spaciousness. Deeper, you may feel sensations that are associated with expanding your awareness. And be curious. Open yourself up towards those sensations, knowing that they are part of the process as your concentration deepens, as you get more absorbed. Directed towards your physical senses. With the same joyful presence. Start reconnecting with your physical body, experiencing your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap, feeling the surface under your sit bones, sensing the boundaries of your physical body, and sensing the space around you. Opening up and expanding your awareness from the narrow view to the wider view, incorporating more information. Bring yourself back slowly. Add gentle physical movement starting with your toes. Move your fingers. Slowly and gently tilt your head to the left. Feel the muscles in your neck. Tilt your head to the right. Feel the stretch of your neck on the other side. Bring your head back to the center. And take one deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back. We have a glass of water. Take a sip. If you will, please share. How did it feel? Did you experience glimpses or short or longer period of time where you lost that track of time? I'd be very curious to know. How did you find this meditation? A combination of focus and a bit of effort, and then that surfing, paddling into the wave and then letting go. It is a skill indeed. It's not something that may work all the time. It takes, as everything, takes some practice. But I wish for you to train yourself on a moment-to-moment basis into the art of flow. Whatever you do, you can apply it to any activity, to your work, to when you garden, when you listen to music, if you are an artist, when you paint, even when you wash your dishes. You can certainly do it. You can enjoy this process. Such a simple activity. Fantastic. I didn't want to end. That's the feeling. Maybe it should be added to the list of conditions. You simply don't want it to end. Really, okay. How amazing. Fantastic. I can see so many comments coming from you. Wonderful. Yes, Pranay says time did go fast and you had glimpses. Caroline lost completely track of time. Laura loved the peace. Certainly, it is a peaceful experience. If you did not want it to end, this is a wonderful indication of the state of flow, because if you are in the state of flow, you certainly don't want it to end. So if you wish to repeat that, you can come after this session to my YouTube channel, and I should be able to publish this very, very quickly. Atomic guided meditations, or even if you type on YouTube my name and surname, that should give you access to my channel when I publish all the meditations and all the live sessions. So feel free to go there and subscribe. We also have, last but not least, we have a circle. So this is where if I somehow, some way missed some of the questions that you asked, come to the circle, ask them there. I'm always there trying to help and answer and facilitate this wonderful discussions that we having there. So that's great. Obviously, the easiest way to just get in touch with me, it's to subscribe to me on Insight Timer. You've got that animation. When you go, you click the follow button and then notifications. This is very important because by receiving notifications, you'll be informed about the future life events and my new meditations that coming onto Insight Timer. Without this information may be lost amongst there are 10,000 teachers on Insight Timer. So it is very difficult sometimes to choose what we know. But if you enjoy these sessions, that's the easiest way to receive direct information about it. So you are welcome to do it. And one of the things that I work with on the deeper level from those who wish to perform better with the state of flow is my mentoring offering that happened recently through Insight Timer. So rather than receiving this information in a general sense, it can be tailored to your needs and applied to everything that you work with, and work with motivation, with giving you direction, with supporting you, whatever goals you have in front of you, whatever you want to achieve, because that's what one-on-one sessions is. It's working in team on something of importance. And to conclude this, I want to once again acknowledge all those of you who supported me during this meditation. Thank you so much for your support and for your donations. And I want to acknowledge all those of you who obviously supported me. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for your kind support. That's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so Laura says, beautiful. The music is also great and your guidance. That was my intention to actually to help. To music, it's a wonderful mean of supporting the sense of flow. So if you introduce that rhythmic music that you enjoy, that will help you to get there quicker. And that was my intention behind this. So thank you for noticing. All right, so as we come to the end of this session, it's been almost an hour, I want to thank you so much for your presence and for meditating with me. As I said, part of the research about the flow indicates that when you do it in a group setting, it usually works better. You can enjoy yourself more. Maybe it comes from the fact that you're inspired by others, or simply by the fact that we co-create something special, the collective consciousness I frequently mention that guides us through this process. So, once again, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for being with me here. And I look forward to our next session when we once again explore the depth of our humanity and will tap into the fullness of the human potential, which is always the intention behind those live sessions. Thank you so much for attending. I wish you a beautiful evening or wonderful morning wherever you are. And until next time, bye-bye.